Alrighty, well, it's currently the 13th of November, and by the 23rd of November in my state, we're going to have a 92.2% double vaccinated rate, which apparently is amongst the highest in the world, within the top few highest in the world. Australia took about 6 months to really get wound up after other countries because we wanted to make sure we tested it instead of just quick, hurry up, here you go. It's not very well tested. Even in our testing, we found some strange results that we wouldn't have really expected. Like, we actually had more blood clots in the people who got the placebo than got the actual AstraZeneca. You couldn't make this shit up. But ultimately, over large scale things, you find little things out. I sort of held back a little bit on getting a vaccination. Yeah. First of all, because I wasn't eligible. Second of all, because there were people in the capital at age 16 who were getting it before it was even available in my area. And I wanted to sort of see if anyone else was getting any side effects before I jumped in on any particular one. We're coming up, we've had AstraZeneca, which a lot of older people got, including both my parents. Pfizer, which a lot of younger people have got, including teenagers and everything. Moderna's come, but it's so late to the party and there's so few doses that it barely makes a difference. A handful of people that are suspicious of it all or a bit wary of having mRNA vaccines, they're waiting for the Novavax. And they're going to have that as a fourth option, but that's still got to go through testing. But really speaking, I think the amount of stuff that, is out there and been available for this long, if you haven't got it by now, you basically don't want to get it. For whatever reason, whether you're skeptical of rush testing, whether you've got other underlying health issues, whether you've gone through recent surgery, like one of my dad's friends has, whatever. You don't want it. Okay, so maybe or maybe not, you'll catch it for real. And then you'll have a week in bed or whatever and, be a point bugger all percent chance that you'll get seriously sick. The fact is, we've just got to move on with our life. I know Canada's up like 90% vaccination and they want to hold it till it's 100% or something. They just want to screw people around. It's like having a bus with pre-sold tickets and you've got a bus full of people, but the last two or three tickets, well, they haven't turned up yet and they're holding the bus up. And they're holding the bus up for an hour and a half, an hour and 50 minutes. Oh, no, but we still haven't ticked off these three tickets that these people are still haven't come. Stiff shit. They missed the bus. We can't wait forever. Stiff shit. They missed the bus. The bus has got to go. Same deal. We've just got to get to this point where no more house arrests, no more pissing around, no more bullshit. If you haven't got it by this point, you ain't going to get it, so you miss the bus, and that's it. To hell with it. Open the place up, to hell with what happens. You catch it, and you survive it, or you die trying. And we just, stiff shit, too late. And you start thinking, if it's only 8% or 10%, or maybe even 15%, of your state or area that doesn't have it or whatever. Maybe 20%. 20%, that's 1 in 5. It's got a fair chance of getting around. 15%, that's a lot less. 10%, that's 1 in 10. By the time you're down to 1 in 10, it's very hard to sort of jump between, because it's got to be every 10th person has to magically get to that other 10% and then it has to hop between 1 in 10 people and the other 1 in 10 has to be in the exact same spot to catch it. See what I'm saying? It's so hard to get it to even transfer when there's a 90% vaccination rate that, who gives a shit? And at the end of the day, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. We can't put it back in Wuhan and close the doors and just, it's spread worldwide. And stiff shit. You've all either got to get adapted to it or die trying. And you got to open the floodgates and just say to hell with what happens because we can't hold the bus up any longer. And these pricks, they're just getting to the point they're just fucking with people, Here in Australia, it's the rules are getting real easy. In fact, when it comes to 10 days' time, the rules are going to be so light, it's incredible. But only if you're vaxxed. And then so we got this whole bunch of second-class citizens, And the way it goes on these phones is just bullshit. Like, it took me a bit over 20 minutes. Most people, it takes at least half an hour. And then when you got your QR code for your vaccine, the QR code's here, and above it is delete, and below it is remove. And there's such big buttons that delete and remove. There's all the chance in the world that as they're trying to hold your phone to scan it with their QR code scanner, which is what they're meant to do at restaurants and stuff like this, they're going to accidentally touch the screen and delete the fucking thing. You'll be out another half hour. There's people that I know of that have been 3 hours and they still can't get it to install. It's really a problem of how hard it is to install the vaccine passport with this thing. But all the same, I don't even agree that we should have it. It's, like, do we really got to Gestapo this shit when there's like so many people who are vaccinated that the 1 in 10 that has to meet the other 1 in 10 and then cough all over them with no mask on from less than 6 foot away? Fuck. And look, like, if that's the case, and they're all going to get it, what are you going to do? Keep them in masks for another 10 years? Keep them in vaccines passports for another 10? Fuck it. Like, you can't hold off it. Just let them catch it. Get it over with. Get it be done with. They either survive it or they die trying. And we can't hold back on the medical. This is a funny thing. As the vaccination rates got really high here, they've realised that all this muddling is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And it continues to be bullshit time after time after time. One of the things they said at a press conference was the hospitalisation rate has been dramatically less than they expected. Like, it hasn't even been 10% of what the modelling said it was going to be. And we've actually watched that as the vaccination rate gets higher and things open up, all the little fucking paranoid ferrets, they can't open up, it's going to go through the roof, the cases are going to go out of control. In a state that got, like, I think it was an absolute maximum of 2,340 cases in one day, the amount of new cases some days has dropped by 300 new cases a day, dropped by 300, as the restrictions come off and we're allowed to go everywhere. See? It's obviously working. And all the little ferrets are still in this mindset, we can't open up, everybody will catch it. Well, it doesn't fucking matter because we're 90% vaccinated. Who cares? It's phenomenal the amount of cases that aren't. And how fast it's dropping. It's dropping like a stone. By the end of this year, by Christmas, it'll be lucky to be 5 cases a day the way we're going. And at that point, who fucking gives a shit? Let them have 10 cases a day until everybody in the country's caught it. Who fucking cares? But this is the thing. We're just, you can't live in fucking limbo forever. You can't hold the bus up forever. It just, anyway.